Welcome back, and today we're talking about Yashahime Princess Half Demon, episode 7. So, like always, let's just jump into it. Episode 7 was a good episode, but I feel like it was a recap episode because we did get a lot of stuff that we already knew, especially from episode 1 where Towa was captured by the Shogun. Essentially in this episode we get some of the same scenes, but we get some new information about the characters involved in all of this, right? We get to see one at the beginning of the episode, one of the four perils, Kyuki, meeting Kirimaru. We finally get to see Kirimaru, but he has a mask. So that automatically tells me that we either know who this character is going to be, or at the very least, we are going to meet that character somewhere else later on, especially in this episode, because we did get to meet somebody new. And later on, that new character is going to come up to be Kirimaru. But before we jump into it, before we talk about all the stuff that happened in this episode, let me remind you to like and subscribe. Definitely helps the channel out. But let's talk about anime. Let's talk about Yashahime Princess Half Demon. Yeah, essentially we get to meet a new character named Riku, and this Riku person, for me, I feel like he's gonna be either one of the three perils that are left, or at the very least he's gonna be Kirimaru. Maybe Kirimaru in disguise. He's trying to get close to Towa, Setsuna, and Moroha. And I feel like he essentially got close to Towa because she will be like the easiest target, right? We know Towa, she's very trusting, she's very nice, she doesn't want to hurt people. It was one of those warnings that Setsuna and Moroha gave Towa whenever they came to the feudal era, saying, you can't be holding back, you can't show mercy to your enemy because they will take advantage of that and hurt you. And for all we know, Riku is one of the four perils, or Kirimaru. I know Kirimaru has red hair and Riku doesn't, but it could be a wig, he's under disguise, he can change his appearance. Who knows? But I feel like Riku, we're definitely going to see him later on in the story, and it's going to be quite amazing. Now, Riku and Towa, it seems like they were getting along quite nicely. They were having, a picnic next to the river. It was awesome. I like Riku as a character. He left his sword behind, and I feel like this is part of Riku's plan, right? Because essentially by him leaving that sword behind, it led for Towa getting caught by some of the Shogun's guards, and one of the Shogun's advisors is like a demon or a spirit or whatever they called him, and they essentially take Towa prisoner. Again, we saw this in episode 1 where Moroha and Setsuna essentially go and get her. Now, what we didn't see was everything that happened in between, right? We see that before Setsuna and Moroha went to get Towa, they had to fight like the snow demon, but that they dealt with that fairly easy. They did tell us earlier in the episode that all these three characters are working nice together. They found a way to work together as a team to be able to take demons down a lot easier, and we got to see that on full display in this episode, and it was awesome. We know that Towa is now getting good at sensing demon energy, so she was able to sense the little bear, the snow bear that Kyuki sent after Setsuna and Moroha. So that was awesome. That was great teamwork, because really, there was no point in fighting the big bear because they were never going to kill it unless they killed the main body. And the fact that Towa was able to create energy and send it towards the bear, and of course by doing that, Setsuna was able to sense it along with Moroha, so they were able to fire an arrow straight at the bear and kill it. So that's how they dealt with that. So it was awesome. Good display of teamwork. Now, I will have to say that Kyuki, maybe that's a problem with the perils, right? Maybe the Kirimaru doesn't really care about the perils, because whenever Kyuki told Kirimaru that one of the perils died, he really didn't seem to care. And I would guess it's because he doesn't trust them. I mean, Kyuki, the only reason she wanted to go after Setsuna, Moroha, and Towa is to get the crystals, the 3 crystals that they have, because if Kyuki were to get all 3 of those crystals, Kyuki was saying that, it could have more energy, more demon energy than Kirimaru himself. I doubt that will be the case, because that would just be too easy. Even I don't even think that Kyuki will be able to get the crystals. But if for some reason Kyuki does get the crystals, I don't think that will be enough to take Kirimaru down. I'm sure Kirimaru has something up his sleeve, destroy all of the 4 perils fairly easy. I mean, he's top dog right now, okay? I don't think just grabbing a couple crystals is going to do anything really. So overall, it was a good episode, but I do feel like, you know, it was just a retelling of episode 1. But that's a good thing for now, because now we know that we're caught up to the story that started in episode 1. So moving forward, everything else should be good. Hopefully we get to see Riku come back. Now the group is chasing after that owl demon, because obviously it has some information, being one of the underlings from Kyoki. So I'm sure they're gonna capture it and they're gonna get information out of it. That's awesome. Now the last thing I want to talk about before we leave is the little mysterious person who is sending all these orders in order to you know, go and hunt all the 4 perils and Kirimaru. That's why Moroha is on the case. That's why Setsuna and all of them are helping out. So I wonder who this character is. My guess will probably be something like Sesshomaru or something like that. Somebody that wants to guide that, you know, the princesses, the half princesses, to deal with Kirimaru, because that's their goal, that's their objective. I believe whenever they were talking to that root, not the root demon, but the spirit that was inside of the tree, it did tell them that they were the only ones that could do it. So I'm guessing it's either Sesshomaru or somebody that knows about the plan that's telling them to go after all these 4 perils and Kirimaru, right? So they're essentially doing what the spirit told them to do, without them actually knowing that they're doing it. Because I don't think that, you know, that spirit mentioned that the 4 perils and how they had to go after it. They were definitely reluctant to do it whenever that spirit told them. But now that a bounty hunter is telling them to do it, they seem fine doing it. So we'll see where it goes. I am excited for episode 8, since, you know, we're caught up to the story and we're not going to see all these retelling over and over again. So we'll see. But let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below. And like always, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.